Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. If you're watching me, you know why you're watching me. You're watching me because you are super aging. Yes, you are. You're getting older without getting old. And what do I have for you today? Well, I have the AARP book. Now, when you got that AARP, you just like me. You didn't know you didn't like getting an AARP in your mailbox. You're like, what? I'm not old. Well, no, you're not. No, you're not. We're getting older, we're not getting old. But there's some interesting information in these magazines. And so I need to get my subscription going because I think this is an old one. But this is what I like. Look. She mothered dozens. Can you see that? She mothered dozens. Look at that woman. Look at her sweet, sweet face. Look at her. She mothered dozens. And I was like, who is this woman? So I looked at it, and she is Emma Patterson's. Emma Patterson, she's 88 years old. And guess what she started doing at 52? At 52, at 52. Some of y'all are 45, 52. Some of y'all are 65, 52. I remember being 52. I retired from Delta Airlines at 52. Yes, guess what she did? She became a foster mom. A foster mom at 52. She had a big house. She had divorced. She had 2 kids. And her kids were always bringing somebody home that couldn't go home, couldn't spend the night. So she let them stay with her. And she decided to foster it out. I want to read you. I want to read you everything she says here. She said she said her kids would bring everybody home and say, let's talk to mom. She'll know what to do. Are you one of those kind of moms and dads and uncles and cousins that all come to you? They all come to you. They all come to you. So, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Let's go ask. Let's go ask. And they all ask you. That means there's something special about you. You know how to handle kids. You know what to do. You got God on your side. You know how to give good advice. People come to you, but here's a thought. Fostering. Okay, let's see what she said. She said, we had a big house with extra bedrooms, and their friends who couldn't go home were always welcome to stay. Are kids always at your house? Are they loving your house? They stay at your house? They want to be at your house? Sometimes, before in the sorority, I'm sure in the fraternities, anywhere where you deal with children, you have to have a background check of people, whether or not they got a criminal, whether or not they're pedophiles. We have to be careful nowadays. Maybe when she started, maybe it wasn't that bad like that. Maybe it was bad, but they didn't have the rules and regulations they have now, which I'm glad they do have some kind of stopgap going on. But in the meantime, in between time, people were always at her house, and her kids always had kids over, and they didn't want to leave. So she had a atmosphere. Kids were happy, and apparently the space was a warm space, a happy space. Kids can feel like animals. They know, they can sense when something is good and wonderful and, a safe place. So her house became a safe place for a lot of students. But there are people, a lot of young people. There are people, your house is probably the same way. Your house, you used to have kids. Maybe your kids have gotten older now, but you can remember when somebody was always in your house and you got these empty rooms. You don't want to leave your house. It's something to think about. Something to think about what she said here. So I'm going to read what she says here. I really don't know what prompted me to formally apply to foster care system, but after Tamara and Floyd were launched into the 1990s, I decided to open my door to younger children. Often the agency would ask, will you just help us out for a couple of days until we can arrange for longer term placement? Sometimes it's just a couple of days. Why don't you put your place up for a couple of days? Why don't you do that? Foster care. And there's foster care around the world. I should have found that out before I came on today. But foster care in other countries, I'm not sure how that works. But I know in the United States that we have so many kids that need us. They need us. They need that parent. They need you. You got 5 or 6 bedrooms. You got 3 or 4 bedrooms. You even got 2 or 3 bedrooms. You got an extra bedroom. You got all downstairs. You're not doing anything with. You got all these big houses. The kids are growing up. And of course, help you. If you got older kids, to help you make a decision about this. But I think it's something to look at. It's something to look at, and especially if this is how the foster kid I would find. If it's an emergency situation and something's happened with the parent right away, and the state has taken that child is in a traumatic state of mind. So if you're the kind of person that can handle that, that would be a good foster care position maybe for you to apply for, to be that person that you would take for a couple nights. But if you got a room and you used to be the coach or used to be the something, you're not going back and you're not going back. You're not trying to get back to your kids, but you know you got something special about you, and you know you want to see just one child. See, we can't save everybody as much as Georgianne tried for years. You can't save everybody. So just, save one. Each one, teach one. Can you do that? Just get a child. But I wouldn't, I don't want to open this up for the people who crazy, because see, sometimes children are abused in foster homes and taken advantage of. And some kids have died in foster homes. They've taken them from their parent and they're dying in foster care. That's the bad part about me talking to somebody on the other side of the screen, that I don't know to whom I'm speaking. But I'm hoping that I'm speaking to people who have good hearts, good homes, good Christian mind, and good thoughts, and feel the same way I feel about taking care of some young person, helping out some child. I remember when I first started teaching, there I was fresh out of Spelman, fresh freshly, newly married, fresh out of Spelman, 21, and teaching at East Point Elementary School. I was the first Black itinerant French teacher for Fulton County. Let me say it again, I've been a first on many occasions. So I was the first Black itinerant French teacher for Fulton County schools. Look it up. Anyway, there I was with my little, I'm so happy to be here. And then what I liked about the way we taught school back then is that we taught holistically. It wasn't just teaching the class. I didn't just teach French and French culture to all the students, but also there was a time that I got okay for the parents to come get them on the weekend and take them uptown. And some people had never been uptown in Atlanta. It was during a rough time. I had already marched for freedom, but I wanted to take the kids out to see something. Sometimes students haven't seen anything. You'd be surprised how many people haven't been outside their block or never been outside the state. I remember my mother-in-law, the wonderful person, Mrs. Evelyn Sanders. Evelyn is named after her, Evelyn Sanders. So she had been in the state of Georgia, and we moved to D.C. Olney with D.C. I taught in D.C. public schools, but we lived in Olney, which was as white as you can. I can't even tell you that. That's when I wrote the song "Man Without Hate" up there. But anyway, but so she came to see us, and I think she had not been out the state. And my father-in-law, we went to Philadelphia to see the Sanders in Philadelphia. Hadn't been up there. We went all over there. I think it took Mrs. Sanders went to Indiana with. I mean, you got to have somebody to say, "Come on, let's go." And I just love my in-laws. I did, and I love my Sanders Palmer family, and my Thomas Young family also. Can't believe I'm my own people, But just taking people out the state. And why I'm saying that, you see, you make an assumption these children have seen some things, and we made an assumption that the kids that I taught had seen downtown, and some of them said they'd never been downtown. So small things make a difference, and just getting one kid can make a difference in that child's life. I think about Angelina Jolie, got that one African child out of Africa, and or with all her, she had her own white child, and she had her own child rather, and then she got some Asian kids from somewhere and got this African kid, and that child is at Spelman, and AKA at Spelman, and she should be graduating coming up soon. But look at that child, where she got her as a baby and an orphan. You see the difference. This is a difference we can make with kids. That's why I love teaching school. When I see the light come on, I'm online now, so I can't see the light come on, but I can read when the light comes on. And some of that is AI, so I had to do something about that. I digress. But just turning a light on for a kid. So Go see if you can think about this. She said she would bring the kids, and the kids would so they would say, can you keep them for a couple of days? Now here's the key. She would bring the kids, and the kids would adjust and would want to leave. They didn't want to leave this beautiful woman. Look at this woman right here. It's a beautiful black woman right here. Look at it. Look, 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 look. Look, 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 look. She said, I'm gonna take these kids. And I could tell by her spirit. It was a sweet spirit in that house. That's what I'm talking about. Some of y'all got some sweet spirits in your house. It's just you in there. Get somebody else in there that you can help out. You got some things that you had a long time ago that you can share with the child. Let me tell you what she did. She said, and so the county would just let her keep the kids. After the kids wouldn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave. They love Miss Patterson. They weren't about to leave Miss Patterson. And so here's a good part. Let me go on with, she said you could get a stipend. Of course they will give you some money, but that money's not going to cover everything. You got to already have some money. This is not a job for you, and you think you're going to get some money. You're going to spend that kid's money and get your hair and nails done. That's not going to happen. A lot of crazy stuff going on with people. Your hair and nails become more important than that child. So that's not what I'm encouraging, but I'm encouraging true believers out here, humane people, those who understand humanity, those who understand we are the human race, not black, not white, not colored, not Negro, not the N-word, not any of them other words, not Mexican, not all that. None of that. We're human beings. And if you read The Coming by Dr. Daniel Black, he put humanness around the hands and feet that you see on the slave ship. And I'm getting ready to say there's a humanity that we're missing the point of humanity. God put us here to help one another. I always say about these fingerprints. You hear me talk about the fingerprints all the time. They're not the same. So your gifts are not the same. So the person that has this gift, the same gift as Miss Patterson, there's a person that got Miss Patterson's gift out there. Are you that person that has Miss Patterson's gift? If I was younger, if I know what I know now, I would be that person, but I do it another way. I do my Miss Patterson, I do mine in the classroom. That's why I do it. I do it holistically. I teach all of the child. You have to teach all of the heart, the mind, and the soul. So what is the last couple things I have up here? You get a stipend, but she says that when the kids, the girls needed a prom dress, she would make the dress for them. Ooh, she's a fabulous woman here. If they needed some extra money, she would get it out of her savings. But she made a point that nobody knew the difference. And here's the PAs to raise these stones. She said that her neighbors, after she moved, she had to leave her home that she was in for 52 years. Can you imagine being in a home 52 years? I guess so. I've been here, if you count, oh my God, I may be in the 52-year range. I think I am. But I have a whole different story, in and out. Anyway, but this one right here, 52 years. So then she says, so she talked to her neighbors because it was time for her to go to a high rise. And she talked to her neighbors, and her neighbors said they had no idea that those kids were foster kids. They just thought that she was taking care of some of her family members' kids. That's how loving it was. So you have to do this with love. If you don't have love and God, love has to be in your heart. Love and the Lord got to be in your heart. There's no way you could be able to do this, which is much for her to reach AARP, for people to want to write about Mrs. Patterson. Miss Patterson, I don't know you, and you don't know me, just like I don't know these people. You see, I don't know these people. I hope I've sold 1 billion books for them. I don't care, because I like the book. I like super aging, getting older without getting old. And I've used this and gone through this book and given you all your reasons and things that you can do, because it's important to me. It's important to me to get you on the other side, to stay on the journey. It's a lot of reasons to come off the journey when you get retired. There's a lot of reasons when you retire. There's a number of reasons that you just get tired. You say, see, my friend, she paid for her house, her car, had money in the bank, several stocks and bonds, the highest, the best, everything paid for, everything ready, getting ready for retirement, died unknowingly. I don't have any idea. Nobody in the family, she didn't leave anything to say, call Georgianne. And the people who knew she was dead didn't bother to call me All right. And I just happened to make a call myself or just ask somebody. And they said I had to go on a text to find out that she was found dead. At Delta Airlines did a well check because she worked for Delta some 40, 50 years. I brought her to Delta. I did with me. And she worked for Delta 40 something years. She didn't come to work. And Linda was always at work. And they found her dead, as far as I know. That's what it was. That was in July because she didn't call me for my birthday, which she always does. And her birthday was in October for her to retire. And all that paid for stuff. Somebody else enjoyed it. Probably sold it. I don't know. I don't have any history. Nobody's told me anything. But it's not my business at this point. My business is you. And my business is to show you, give you thoughts like that, tell you about all of that happens. So if you're 45, 55, think about, oh, I'm getting all this. Stay on the journey. When you stay on the journey, but you don't know how God's gonna do that thing. You don't know how He's gonna do that thing. So if you got an opportunity to be a Mrs. Patterson, to get a Patterson going in your life, then do that. Help some child, and you know what? You may not foster. So first, let me take that back. You can foster overnight. You can foster for 2 days. You can foster on the weekend. Or you can foster the Boys and Girls Club. Become a big boy. What is it? Big sister, big brother. Big sister, big brother club. And become one of them. But go out and get some child. I know my daughter used to get tired of me and some child. I had her and some child. I get her and 2 or 3 more. I was like the Piper, is that the one? Because I just believe that's what you're supposed to do. Get kids together. I don't even know half the kids I would take somewhere. And the parents would be glad because I wanted to take them. You see, but that's what we have to do. We have to see about our children. With all this is going on in the world, we are the ones to see about our children. We got to be the buffer for them. We just can't throw our kids away like you're throwing out trash. I throw out a lot of trash in here every day. I can't throw a kid away. And Mrs. Patterson, I don't know you. You don't know me. I think AARP, and so AARP is not paying me. I'm not getting money from AARP. I'm not getting any money from Mrs. Patterson. I'm not getting any money from anybody. What I am getting is satisfaction in knowing that you, on the other side of the screen, getting some information that if you don't want to do it, you might know somebody to do it. While we Airbnb, and I don't have any problems with folks trying to make some money, go right here. But while we Airbnb, if you got a big enough house to have some kids in, or have a kid in, especially the ones that's about to foster out. I was supposed to look that up before I got on here. I think that at 18, they give them a few dollars and send them out in the world. What is that? Oh my God. There's so many babies out here that need us. There's so many babies out here that need us. If I could oh Lord, where's my Elon Musk? I have an idea, and I need my own millionaire to just let me have the money and let me do something with it for kids. I have my own idea, but I need a ton of money to do it. I actually do need a ton of money. I've done things in the past without any money, but in this case, for these kids, for our children, for the neighbors to say, I thought those were your relatives' kids. That says a lot about Mrs. Patterson, and says a lot about the kids. See, here's the other part I want to just add to this, a caveat. I thanked my daughter for wanting to be smart and wanting to help me raise her. Reno, let me say it again for the people in the back. I have thanked my daughter for wanting to be smart and wanting to help me raise her. See, you got some kids that grow up, you talk to them all day and they don't pay you no mind, as they say. And they're the ones that down in county, juvenile, all those different places. But when you get a kid that wants the same thing you want, they don't know how to have it, but they want it. And they say, if I do this, I can get this. If I do this, I can do this. And it comes to them how to do it. Then that's part of their maturation and also part of their collaboration in the growth and the development of themselves with the parent. You see, it's a two-way street. And so we got these people, children over here in the foster care, they don't have a collaborative spirit with anybody because wherever the parent is, maybe the parent is in jail, incarcerated, or maybe the parent has passed away, there's nobody, but there's always somebody. I ask myself, where are the grandparents? Where are these people not have any grandparents? My grandparent, my grandmama and my grandparents love me. My grandparents love me. They love me. They love me to pieces. And what about you? I bet the same thing. You can go to Papa, what you call it, Mima and Papa's house and get anything you want. Yes, you could. We got one here, my little Gigi. You know, y'all already know. Anyway, I'm just saying all that to say, let's do something. Let's keep hope alive. Let's go find somebody and give them some love and become this person here. Do this. It's hard. You know, the light. I need the light. Makes me look better. Can you see it? Let me turn it this way. I had it right. Oh, here you go. AARP, Miss Patterson. I salute you. And to the rest of you, I love you. And you can't do anything about it.